Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's the coach here representing Brothas N Bets, and I'm here with my man, the guy, the myth, the legend himself, Mister. I'm gonna catch P off guard real quick and then just press the intro. Marley Bet. Marley, what's
We
going
were no. We was live and it was just going, so I didn't know. Like,
I was gonna get the countdown in. I'm trying to.
my bad. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, nah, it's all good. I'm trying to share all
My
to our
bad. My
chat so I
bad.
can focus. But anywho, man, what's
My
the word,
bad.
man? You doing all right?
Can't complain, dog. NBA not looking good so far. Let me get another look at the scores. Look like I'm gonna end up about 4-2. Well, no. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1 so far, with 2 bets pending. So looking like it's a pretty good night, dog.
And in the NBA, that's how you looking right now in the NBA.
Yes, sir. NBA tonight.
Okay.
We took the Knicks on the money line. We took the under in the Nets and the Bulls. Took the Grizzlies -5, Mavericks -8.5. We lost on the Heat money line. I don't know what happened in that game. And we got the Warriors -3. And I took the Kings money line, so that'll be a loss. So we're gonna be about 4-2, 5-2 on the night. Yeah, it's a good night.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's kind of review. This is our week 2 in the Maction. Last week we did pretty good. You did excellent. Matter of fact, you went 4-0. You was hitting on those overs. I went 3-1. So a combined, we had 7-1.
Yes,
not
sir.
bad for our
Great
first week of
start. Great
Maction.
start.
Yeah,
Great
but
start.
last
Great
week
goddamn
overall,
start.
I know I wasn't able to join you guys for the shows, but I know had I would have, my record would have been a lot better than it did. So I only gave y'all what Auburn and Fresno State as my play.
Yeah, if I go back and look at my notes here, I think you only gave us like 3 or 4 plays. You gave us
it was just those two. It was just those two.
Yeah, just 2. Yeah, Auburn and Fresno State. Right. I'm looking at it right now. Auburn and Fresno State.
Yeah, so but it was definitely, unfortunately, I took that SMU money line.
Yeah,
That messed over me big
that's
time.
B2.
I took Michigan State money line. That messed over me, but I
Me
did.
too.
Who was the other game? Oh, Wake Forest. That messed over me too.
Yes, sir.
We
And
thought
I
we were
watched
looking
that
good.
game from damn near start to finish. Wake Forest gave that shit away.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And it's a couple other things, but just I went 3-3. Marley went 6-4. Flat Top had a terrible day. He went 1-6. So, but overall, our records are still looking pretty good. I'm 43-31 on the year. You're 78, 63-2. While Flat Top, he's 48-47. So, but right now, all of our focus is on the Maction.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead and get right into it. Don't want to hold everybody up. We are here. We are ready to go. And just a reminder, tomorrow we will be live at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for our college football show, and Wednesday at 9 for our NFL show. And we might, ladies and gentlemen, we might sneak in a college football, college basketball tips off tomorrow. And for those of you guys that don't know, me and Marley, we did our thing on that last year. In fact, this was our record, last year. I went 61, 36-1. For that month, for that last month, Marley went 61, 37-1 for that last month. And in March Madness, I went 5-4, and you went 4-3 in the elite. So we kind of did our thing, man, towards the later end of the college basketball season. But it does start tomorrow. So all we doing right now is just getting ready. But, man, let's not hold everybody up. Let's jump right into this Maction. We got Buffalo traveling to Miami, Ohio. Buffalo Bulls are 4-5 on the year, 3-5-1 against the spread, while the Miami, Ohio Redhawks are 4-5 on the year, 3-6 against the spread. Just get to a little bit of these actual facts. So for Buffalo injury report, Bantrese, he did leave last game against Miami, Ohio. He did leave last game, so he is questionable. So you definitely want to keep out for that. Explosive running back Marks is questionable as well. Ruiz, wide receivers, questionable, and Michael The linebacker for Buffalo's out. And Miami Ohio did lose their running back, D. Johnson. He's out for the year. The Buffaloes are coming off a 44-56 loss against Bowling Green, while the Miami Ohio is coming off a 35-33 loss against Ohio. Some of these actual factuals: the Bulls are 1-4-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. They're 13-6 straight up in the last 19 games. 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games against Miami Ohio. 6-3 straight up in the last 9 games against Miami Ohio, but only 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road. And the over has hit 8 out of the last 9 games when playing on the road against Miami Ohio. Actual factuals for Miami Ohio: they're 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 7. The over hit 12 out of the last 16 games against Buffalo, and they're 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games when playing at home. 15-5 straight up in the last 20 games playing against a MAC conference opponent. So Miami Ohio, Buffalo, what you got for this one, Marley?
Yeah, rapid fire kind of, sort of. I'm not going to make it too long here. I'm going to take the points. I'm take Buffalo plus the 7.5. I think Miami Ohio ultimately wins the game, but this Buffalo offense is dangerous. They're averaging 33 points a game, 427 yards total offense. They're pretty balanced, 200 passing, 200 rushing. So, and I think that's the key. If they can run the ball here, I think they'll win the game. I mean, they'll definitely cover the game. And Miami of Ohio, they allow over 100 yards rushing a game. So I think we get a lot of scoring here. Obviously, it's the MAC. I'm going to take the +7. I'm also going to take a shot on the over in this game. So I have 2 official plays, over 57.5, and I like Buffalo plus the 7.5.
Okay. I am right there with you, my brother. Now, it does depend. If Van Treese plays, then I definitely like the Buffalo
Right.
with the points. If he does not play, this is not an official play, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, I should have said that, because if he doesn't play, the under is not going to hit.
Right.
I mean, the over is definitely not going to hit, and they probably will not cover. So it's definitely dependent upon Van Treese playing.
All right, so I'm going to put in the notes if Buffalo QB plays for both of our picks. Ladies and gentlemen, if he plays. All right. So that's definitely how we looking for our first pick. Yeah, I just think Buffalo does have some athletes. Marks, he's an explosive running back, and Buffalo does play some pretty good defense. Miami, Ohio they score a lot of points, but man, the method to the madness last week was take the overs, and you kind of proved that by going 4-0. One of those picks I think was a side pick, but for the most part, you just took the overs.
Yeah,
so I'm right there with you.
Ohio +7. I think that's what I had.
So I'm definitely right there with you. If Van Treese plays tomorrow, then definitely, and Marks, but main focus is on Van Treese. If he plays tomorrow, then yeah, I'm on the bus with these points, and I would not be surprised if they win. So let's get to our next game for the Maction action. Let's get it. We got Ohio, the team I didn't pick a play on, but I did say I would not be surprised if they pop that ass last week. And sure enough, they popped that ass. They'll be going on the road to take on Eastern Michigan. This game will basically be the battle of the green-colored teams in the MAC. Ohio Bobcats are 2-7 on the year, 4-5 against the spread, while the Eastern Michigan Eagles are 6-3 on the year and 4-5 against the spread. Let's check and see if there's any major injuries going on right now. For Ohio, offensive lineman Sinke's out, and Elad, the safety, is questionable for the game this week. While Eastern Michigan, Bannon, he's questionable for this game as well. Miami, Ohio got upset last week by Ohio. They won 33-35, while Eastern Michigan took care of business and rolled. Well, they didn't really roll Toledo, but it was a back-and-forth game. Hell, they covered the over by themselves. It was 52-49. They ended up winning that game, but they were underdogs as well for that game. So shout out to the both Maction underdogs. Get to these actual factions. Ohio, they're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6 games. They're 2-7 straight up in the last 9 games. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against Eastern Michigan, and 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games against Eastern Michigan. But only 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games on the road, and 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on the road against Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's actual factions, they're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games this year. The over has hit 5 out of the last 7 games for Eastern Michigan. They are 8-3 straight up in the last 11 games, 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games at home. Again, 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing at home against Ohio. 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing against a MAC opponent, and the overs hit 6 out of the last 9 games when playing in the month of November. Eastern Michigan, Ohio, Marley, what's your play for this one?
I'm going with the same thing I went with last time we had Ohio. They're on the road instead of being at home, but I like the points here. I don't think they win outright like we caught them last time, but I look at their last 5 games and I look at the 3 losses they have to Kent State, Buffalo, and Central Michigan. They're all within a touchdown.
So is the line 6 right now because you didn't put it on here?
I had 6 when I saw it. I thought it was 7 for some strange reason. What did I put in? 7 or 6?
You put anything in, so
I didn't put
right
anything.
now. As a consensus, this line did open up at 9.5, and right now it's at -6. Go ahead.
I have, 6. Oh, I wish it was 7. Oh, I wish it was 7. I'm still gonna ride though. I'm gonna wait, see if I can catch it to go to 7 tomorrow. I won't take it tonight, see if I can catch 7. But I do like I do like the points. I'm also gonna stay with the trend until I see otherwise. I'm gonna take the over 60.5, make it official. At the end of the day, both these defenses are less to be desired. Ohio's giving up 31 points a game. Eastern Michigan's giving up 27 points a game. Eastern Michigan last 2 games have went clear over 70 points on the total. Last 3 games, excuse me. So I'm going to keep riding with the MAC and the overs until my record becomes where it doesn't make sense anymore. So put me on Ohio and then put me on the +7. I mean, put me on the over 60.5.
All right. I'm going to take a side on this play, and I'm going to go with Eastern Michigan -6. They are one of the better teams in the MAC. They are at home, and I think, Ohio had just they played a very tough upset game against Miami, Ohio last week. So will they be drained? Eastern Michigan played a tough game as well against Toledo, underdog victory, but I got to back Eastern Michigan on this one. The better disciplined team at home, playing good ball at home as of right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes over 60 as well. But I'm going to take the side, and I'm going to take Eastern Michigan for this game. So that is my play. Let's get on to the others. Hey, man, be sure to like, subscribe, follow. We are doing late night Maction picks. And let's get on to our next one. Toledo, the team that was looking like they had it all figured out. This one's a Wednesday night Maction game. They're taking on Bowling Green. Excuse me. Let me get my notes here. Toledo Rockets 4-5 on the year, 4-5 against the spread, while the Bowling Green Falcons are 3-6 on the year, 7-2 straight against the spread. Excuse me. This line opened up in favor of Toledo -10. Right now, that line's at -10.5. And the total opened up at 50.5. And right now, it's pretty much the same, just depending on where you can catch it at. Injury reports right now, wide receiver Mitchell is out for Toledo, while Bowling Green running back Raymore is out. Toledo's coming off a 49-52 heartbreaker against Eastern Michigan, while Bowling Green's coming off a 56-44 roll over Buffalo. Seems like, man, these Maction totals be crazy. Let's get to these actual factuals. The total has gone under 6 out of the last 7 games for Toledo. They're 10-1 straight up in the last 11 games against Bowling Green, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road, and their unders hit 6 out of the last 7 games when playing on the road against Bowling Green. Bowling Green's actual factions, they're 7-2 straight up. 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 games. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games, but they're 3-14 straight up in the last 17 games. The unders hit 11 out of the last 14 games when playing against Toledo, and they're 1-7 in the last 8 games at home. And the unders also hit 6 out of the last 7 games when Bowling Green is playing at home against Toledo. So Toledo, the Rockets taking on Bowling Green Falcons. Marley, we should play for this.
I got Toledo minus the 10.5. This Bowling Green team, amazingly enough, though, they're 7-2 ATS against the 7-2 against the spread, but they lost to Akron by 15.
Akron trash.
Go look at Akron. Go look at Akron and look at that game. Akron has not only been trashed this year, but Akron been trashed for like the last 4 to 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely the last 2. I mean, and when I say
gotta get it together, Zips. Y'all gotta get it together, Zips.
And they give up a lot, bro. They give up. I don't know how they beat Buffalo, but they beat Buffalo 56-44. But they gave up 55 to Eastern Michigan, 36 to NIU, 35 to Akron. Like, you don't give up 35 to Akron. I think Toledo's going to score 50, at least 40. I'm taking Toledo, and I'm going to take my shot at the over. I'm not super confident over on this one just because I don't know how much. I am, because I think Toledo is going to score 40. I just need Bowling Green to give me 2 touchdowns. And Toledo's defense isn't the best. They're giving up 22 points a game, but they're averaging 30. I think they get 40 against this Bowling Green defense. So I got Toledo minus the 10.5. And the over is for show 50, because I think Toledo is going to get damn near 50 by themselves.
Okay. I'm not gonna make a side play because again, you do got a true freshman quarterback going on the road to Bowling Green. Granted, Bowling Green beat somebody this year. Right?
They just beat Buffalo. I don't know how they did that,
but they beat somebody else. They took a Power 5 team to the wire. I can't think of it right now.
I'll get it for you, but I don't even care.
But I'm gonna take the over for this.
Do not care.
50 is way too, unless there's some bad weather going on. 50 is entirely way too low.
They beat Minnesota, by the way. My bad.
There you go, Minnesota. I knew it was a big time team. Oh, not big time, but Power 5 team.
Big for them.
Anywho, yeah, I'm just gonna cut it short. I like the total going over. 50 is entirely way too low. For action making for real. So, like I said, I can see Toledo scoring this by themselves. So I'm gonna ride that overweight with you, Playboy, and I'm gonna take this over. Guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Now we're getting into some good competitive football games in the Maction. We got Kent State traveling to Central Michigan to take on the Chippewas. Kent State's 5-4 in the year and 4-5 against the spread, while the Chippewas, same record, 5-4 in the year and 4-5 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Central Michigan -2. Right now, you can catch that line anywhere from 2.5 to 3, and the total opened up at 72.5. Right now, that line's anywhere from 75 to 74.5. Get to these injury reports real quick. Kent State, they have no injury reports listed, while Central Michigan, they have Law wide receivers out for the season, Lewis running backs out for the season, Giodecki, offensive lineman, he's questionable for Wednesday's game against Kent State, and they have a few guys that are out also. Kent State's coming off a 52-47 victory against NIU, while Central Michigan's coming off a 42-30 upset victory against Western Michigan. Get to these actual facts real quick, ladies and gentlemen. The total for Kent State has gone under 6 out of the last 9 games. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games, 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games against Central Michigan, 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games against Central Michigan, 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road, but 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games when playing against a MAC conference opponent. Central Michigan actual factuals. They're 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games. They're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games against Kent State. The overs also hit 9 out of the last 12 games at home for Central Michigan. But the unders hit 4 out of the last 6 games against a MAC opponent. They're 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games when played in the month of November, and 6-3 against the spread in the last 9 games when played in week 11. And here's another interesting fact. They are 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games when played on a Wednesday. 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games when playing as a favorite. So Kent State, Central Michigan. Marley, how do you feel about this game right here?
Man, this is a tough game right here, dog.
It's a competitive one too, boy.
Especially tough in the MAC. It's like it's different from being a tough game, but when you got a tough game in the MAC, I be feeling like anything can fucking happen. With that said, though, I'm gonna take Central Michigan on the money line. This game can go either way. We got 2 high-scoring teams. Both of them averaging 30 points a game. Kent State averaging 31. Kent State's won 4 out of their last 5. They're 4-1 in conference. But Central Michigan defense is giving up a touchdown less, and I think that's going to be the difference. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I think when one team is going to need that one stop, and that crowd's going to be behind them at Central Michigan, and I think they're going to get it. High-scoring game, I'm scared of 75. I think they go over, but I won't make it an official play. I'll just take Central Michigan on the money line. Lean over, though. It's the MAC.
All right. Real quick, I just want everybody to remember this guy's name for my pick. I'm not riding with a team. I'm not riding with a total. I'm riding with this guy. Remember his name. No.
Richardson?
No. Wide receiver. It's return specialist. Number 88 for Central Michigan, Khalil Pimpleton. He is off the chain. I remember this guy watching him play last year. He was the fastest guy on the field then. He's the fastest guy on the field now. He ran 2 punt returns back last week and made some hellified receiving touchdowns. I'm riding with Central Michigan. I like this Central Michigan team. I kind of told boys about how they not you, but I told Moneyline when he called me like 2-3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, man, don't bet against that Central Michigan team.
I think you put me on them last year, honestly, to be 100%.
They got a nice little quarterback who was a freshman, the young black cat with the dreads, and they just run a lot of – they remind me of a team down south, to be honest. They are like a southern team for the MAC up there. So a lot of players out of the field, a lot of dreads running around. But Pimpleton is that
like
guy.
Florida, Central Michigan, Florida.
You feel me? Pimpleton is that guy. I like what he brings to the table. Number 88, he is an athlete. So I am riding official play with the one. He said, let's go, baby. What's up, James?
What's up?
Yes,
James?
sir. I like
James
Eastern Michigan
with us, man. James was on the NBA show earlier today. Back on the college tonight. James be riding with us, dog.
So we both taking Central Michigan with the side play right now, huh? Money line, or are you gonna take them points?
I'm on the money line.
All right, me too. Maction action can get pretty funky, so I am on the money line as well. You know my rule: if it's 3 or less, let's just ride with the money line and say the time. So, Pimpleton, show up, baby. I put you on the spot. Let's see you do our thing once again. And for our last game of our Maction slate, we got Ball State Cardinals, which I believe were the winners of last year's MAC. I'm not sure, but I did ride with them a lot.
I think they did.
They're taking on NIU Huskies. Ball State's 5-4 on the year, 3-6 against the spread, while the Huskies are 6-3 on the year. 5-3-1 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Ball State -1. Right now, that line's at -2.5, and the total opened up at 61.5. Right now, that line's at 63. You can catch it anywhere from 62.5 to 63.5, just depending on whatever side you want to be on, ladies and gentlemen. Ball State doesn't have a lot of injuries reported. You know, Cox, offensive lineman, he's questionable for the game this Wednesday, and running back Edmonds is questionable as well. While NIU, very important, Labarney did get hurt last week in that shootout. He left the game last week, so you got to kind of see what he's looking like this year. Joyner, tight end, he left the game injured. He was injured last game, so he's questionable for this. They also lost wide receiver Richie. He left last game as well, so he's questionable for this game. Lafayette, the safety, Wale, the running back, and Brown, the running back, they are all questionable as well. Ball State beat Akron 31-25, while NIU again lost to Kent State in a shootout, 52-47, which they were up, I believe, by 14 points early in that game. Get to these actual factuals. Ball State 3-6 against the spread in the last 9 games this year. The unders hit 9 out of the last 12. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 1-8 against the spread in the last 9 games. 2-10 straight up in the last 12 games against Northern Illinois. 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games on the road. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on the road against Northern Illinois. NIU's 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games. They are 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. They're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games, 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 games against Ball State. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games when playing at home against Ball State. The overs hit 5 out of the last 7 games against a MAC up conference opponent. And the unders hit 4 out of the last 6 times in the month of November for NIU. So Ball State taking on NIU. Marley, what's your play for this?
Depends on Lombardi. For me, it's as simple as this. If Lombardi plays, I like NIU on the money line. If he doesn't, then I'm taking Ball State on the money line. And probably going to have to wait till tomorrow, damn near till the last minute, because you know how these little schools are with their injury reports and shit. Or you might have to even catch it live. But that's the play. If both teams are healthy, I take NIU in the over. But even if Lombardi plays, the game plan is probably going to be a little different. So I still shy away from the total. But they need him to win this game. So my play is contingent upon Lombardi. If Lombardi plays, I like NIU to squeak out one, even with him slightly nicked up. But if he doesn't play, I'm all over Ball State.
So, do you have an official play, or what's the deal?
Officially, if Lombardi plays, I'm on the money line. If he doesn't play, I'm on Ball State's money line.
All right, I'm not gonna write all that down.
I don't know how you want to write it, but
so here's my play. I'm gonna take Ball State regardless if he plays or not. I like this Ball State team. I like Plitt. I do like the athletes that Ball State does have on their team. They are returning a lot of starters. I see them and NIU's coming. They got a lot of bodies dropped in that shootout last week. So is that going to carry out? I don't know, but I do like Ball State with the money line for this game. Official play. I don't give a fuck if Barney plays or not. This is my play, and I'm riding with it. So I do like this team, and Maction is due for some weird, janky shit, but we shall see. But Marley does like, it just depends if NIU, if the quarterback's not playing, he likes Ball State. If the quarterback is playing, he likes NIU. So that's how he's looking right there.
Period.
All right. Hey, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We did have a pretty good outing last week. For those who don't know, I went 3-1 on last week on Maction. Marley went 4-0. So hopefully we can keep this little hot streak going into the holidays. Here's a recap. Marley, he likes Buffalo plus 7.5 and the over 57.5 if Van Treese, the quarterback, plays. He likes Ohio plus 6 and the over 60.5. He likes Toledo minus 10 and the over 50. He likes Central Michigan money line. And as you guys heard earlier, depending on if the quarterback plays, he likes NIU. If he doesn't play, he's not riding with them. As for myself, I like Buffalo plus 7.5 and the over 57.5, but that's only if Buffalo's quarterback plays. I like Eastern Michigan minus 6. I like Toledo and Bowling Green going over 50, Central Michigan money line, and Ball State money line. So those are our plays. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will cut these plays up. Yes, sir. We do have plays for the NCAA tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're gonna do a show because that is, our schedules are conflicting. But I might just drop a quick Coach's Corner video tomorrow for that. But we do have some action for that, so we'll try to post that.
Yeah, I'll do my plays when I do basketball tomorrow. I'll just throw my.
Well, a lot of them games start early in the morning.
Well, I'm just talking about the two that we talked about. Those are the
Yeah,
primetime games, right?
The primetime games. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing the two primetime games. That's it.
Okay. Hey, well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. It is late night action. Lil James, we'll see you on the flip side for that. And Marley sent us on the way.
All right, people, y'all know what it is. We did it tonight. If y'all took them NBA plays, let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems. We gon' make a way. Got no coach on